Hi guys, today I have a game for you in my Tier 8 British Heavy Cruiser. God, I hope this is the Heavy Cruiser. But as you can see by the title is Nerf HE question mark.
Hands to action station.
Now this is kind of a little bit, well, I mean it is a clickbaity title, but still it's, you know, the discussion at hand along with the gameplay. The gimmick for the British heavy cruisers is really strong HE and weak AP. You pretty much need to be close, and the targets really do need to be full broadside for the AP to work. But the reason I'm, put a question mark at the end of Nerf HE, maybe it's not the HE, the fires, but it's an ongoing discussion with the battleships. Battleship gameplay has become stagnant. You get a cruiser, you find an island you can hide behind or maximize your range, and you throw on double rudder or the engine mod and you speed juke, or you just juke with the double rudder. And you farm battleships from extreme long range because let's just go on the conservative side. Battleships shoot every 25 seconds. I know some, go to 30, but, the further you away, the more reaction time you have, so it's easier to dodge, to where if you get closer, unless you're a small lens, you can angle up and not worry about getting deleted. I kind of didn't agree with buffing some of the armor schemes, especially the nose. Because if Battleship had enough balls to push up, he should be able to, punch right through your nose and hurt you. Now, I'm not saying that Battleships are, the win all or kill all, but to get back onto this discussion here, why am I shooting the Devonshire instead of the broadside Fiji? Because this AP, it's bad. I'm going to get more consistent, reliable damage shooting something with the HE. And two, I was hoping the Massachusetts or the Arizona would have nuked the Fiji by now with their AP, I mean, the guy's been shown enough broadside and he's not been getting punished. But for the most part, everything is shooting HE at this point. There have been many games to where, where I've been in the high tiers, playing as a battleship, and other battleships are just shooting HE at me. It's to the point now to where you don't even shame the guy anymore. You used to shame him, say, "Hey man, your AP would have been doing better," but no, nobody really tells anybody anymore, "Hey, use your AP," because AP's been hit by several nerfs. DDs, no longer take full pens unless you're one of the two exceptions. Which is why you don't see a lot of people playing those ships anymore. Armors have been buffed. There are ships out there that have so little armor that all you get is overpens. So everybody's just using HE. And I honestly don't think HE per se is the problem. I don't have an issue with the shell type that does consistent damage. I mean, if you look at SAP rounds, it's pretty much HE shells minus the fire chance. And I don't think we need a nerf to HE. I think we need a nerf to fires. One of the tactics that was used prior to the flooding nerf was DDs would shoot at something. They'd smoke up, they'd shoot at something, get him to pop his DCP, hit him with the torps, and hopefully get a flood. And it was pretty much a guaranteed death because the guy put out You know, 1, 2 fires. Like, the biggest culprits were always the guys who always put out 1 fire. Always seems to happen to those poor souls. But those guys got punished for misusing their DCP at the start of the game. You know, they get 1 fire, immediately repair it, and everybody's torpedoes are loaded. You're full out. Just let it burn. Wait for the torpedo to hit you, or until you at least dodge them to, you know, save that for floods. Like, I used to let a lot of fires burn just to save them in case of torpedoes. Now, one of the other things I used to do in the battleships was, if I didn't get hit a lot, and it's the end of the game and I got hit with torpedoes, I'd let it flood. 1 flood was pretty much guaranteed unsinkable if you could survive it. I mean, I'd let it go. It wasn't until I got hit with the fire that I would pretty much immediately repair it. You know, because I was trying to farm something. But, you know, flooding got nerfed to the point where, okay, the only bad thing about floods is it slows down your ship. They don't last as long, maybe 24-ish seconds or so. I mean, now you can get 2 of them, which means there's, you know, it adds up. I can't think. Big words. Sorry. You know, that's the only time that's the only time I've really used my DCP is if I got 2 floods. Unless I happen to be in Legendary Montana, which is, for whatever reason, getting nerfed, and that Legendary mod, they shouldn't touch that one. It's one of the few ships that, you know, I'm giving up concealment for survivability. Now you're taking away the survivability. I'm almost better off going back to concealment. My biggest gripe with the legendaries was not all legendaries were in that concealment slot. What was slot 5? You know, I think they all should have been slot 5, or they all should have been slot 6. It was always been my feelings on the legendaries. But back to the HE and fire nerf. You know, they've nerfed fire. They've nerfed AP. You know, by buffing armors and not allowing the overmatch to go right through noses. Like 15-inch shells never could go through the front of any U.S. cruiser. So if you were playing any one of the higher tier ones, but if you were Baltimore, Des Moines, I can't remember what the tier 8 is because of all the switching around. But if you were going up against something with 15-inch guns, Tirpitz, Bismarck, Alsace, John Bart, like any of those, you just point your nose at it and laugh at the guy because he was bouncing all day long. The best he could do was take a gun out or something. Now, I am trying to use my weak-ass AP against this poor guy. No citadels, did I aim wrong? Whatever, but this is what I mean, like, you know, I don't think it's the HE that needs to be nerfed. I think the fire should be nerfed. Floodings have gotten nerfed. Aerial torpedoes have gotten nerfed as far as their damage and that. Battleship AP has been nerfed. So, pretty much at this point in the game, why hasn't high explosives or fires have gotten any sort of rework? The only rework we've gotten to HE has been IFHE, which it always should have been this way. You're either doing raw damage with your high explosives, and the more saturated the guy gets, the less damage you're doing because there's less health. And you're not getting the fires as I kill something with AP. It's hysterical. But, you know, you're doing less damage, and like I said, SAP really showcases this the best because you get huge hits, huge damage at the beginning of the game, mid-game, depending on what you're hitting, but at the end game, not so much. You really got to be aiming for the parts of the ship that aren't saturated. And, you know, that comes down to skill. Yet, to where high explosives, you could just spam that superstructure that's been saturated beyond saturation, and hit a couple of fires, and the fires are going to kill the guy because fires is taking from the collective of the health pool. You know, obviously the same for the floods, and my God, I saw the Cleveland at 21 HP, and I'm just thinking, oh, God, I don't know if we're going to be able to survive this, you know. It's 4 ships against, I can't count. You know, but losing a guy, you know, seeing this guy instantly makes me think, fuck, well, we lose him, we're down 1. There's still a DD out there, you know. Torpedoes still hurt. Luckily, it's German, and unfortunately, it's German, and I say that both because, you know, one of the tricks I used to do in the Z-52 or my Germans was smoke up, boom, 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 shoot, get a fire, drop my torps, and I would, you know, hopefully get a flood. It worked about 60% of the times you'd get a flood. But still, like, you know, the smart players just let it burn. So I'm like, okay, well, he's going to let it burn, so I'm just going to let it go. I'll still whack him with the torps, but, you know, I'll delay my torps. I'm sorry for the sniffle. Also, if you guys hear the fan in the background, I'm sorry. But, I mean, back to my point, like, torpedo flooding has been nerfed. Floods in general have been nerfed. As I knew this guy was torping me, I got lucky when I turned in. He had to have been, because it wasn't shooting. Any DD that's not shooting is torping. It's just a matter of when did he drop the torps, and it totally turns into a mind game. You know, as I'm babbling all over the place. But, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on fires, on HE? I think the IFHE thing kind of doesn't count because it's more of a nerf to a skill that was so desperately needed, because it legitimately did do nothing except for give light cruisers damage and dot damage. And I think you should have been forced to choose between that, or what they could have done was just buff the damage, the penetration of the ships that needed it, and get rid of the skill completely. I also think Demo Expert's a complete overrated perk. In my experience, you know what, the rate of fire is what's going to get you those fires anyways. I've been in games where, you know, my Zal would Demo Expert completely built for fire, has gotten less fires than my Hindenburg, which at the time had IFHE, like, so, you know, there's that. But, I mean, I want to know what your guys' thoughts, and whether you agree or disagree that HE or fires need some sort of retweak, messing with. I don't want to say nerf, I don't want to say buff, but I really think they should look at changing fire duration or something. I think it's going to be better for the game. Or you can, you know, change one of the skills, you know, give it an increase, like basics of survivability. Give it a plus, I don't know, 40% to killing the fires, or minus, however it works, but increase it so the fires weren't even less on you than they would normally do. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. North Carolina had me spotted for a brief moment, saw me turning broadside, and anybody knows anything about any cruiser that's got torpedoes turning broadside-ish, what do you think he's doing? You know, he's Clearly I'm sending torpedoes, and he still sails right into one. Damn you, Lexington. Now, one of the things I definitely wanted to showcase for this game, along with, you know, change HE, because, you know, these British heavy cruisers are pretty much just that, is our Cleveland has 21 HP. This enemy gate has been doing a really good job on, well, cleaning up our ships that are off alone. Now he's over by sea, and our carrier is in a huge pickle. Like, the DD is clearly going to have to cap sea. There's no doubt about it. Why am I sailing straight and now finally looking? I want to make sure that I read that right, that the guy's got 21 HP. But I'm going to remind the guy, dude, stay at A. We need you alive. You are worth more alive than dead. Your guns aren't going to affect this game. You living is. And I just say, Cleveland, stay at A. We need you alive. You know, I'm not being a dick, not being an ass about it. I'm just trying to sum it up because I strongly believe in KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Because my typing skills are beyond atrocious. Like, if I had to type everything out, fuck, stupid game would be over by the time I actually hit enter. But, you know, when it comes to key stuff like that, I will take the time to type it out. And anybody who's played with me knows there's a difference between angry typing and typing. Now, I'm going to do something that you're going to be like, why'd you do that? I'm shooting because I want to see if the DD can spot me, but more importantly, that enemy Saipan can easily kill the Cleveland. It's not going to be hard. I don't care if that guy has 100% of his AA, defensive fire, the Cleveland will not be able to survive. I want to get spotted by something in hopes that the carrier ignores the Cleveland, comes after me. Now, why would I want the carrier to come after me? I've got plenty of HP. I can survive a couple of the torpedoes. I've got all my defensive fire. I think I got all my defensive fires. But I haven't been messed with. I've pretty much got all my AA. So getting that carrier away from the Cleveland and helping keeping the Cleveland alive is way more beneficial
torpedoes to starboard.
Than letting the carrier go after him and me capping this a little bit faster. Oh no, I get reset, whatever. We have the points lead. I'm gonna get this cap, and you know, it doesn't matter. Just gotta minimize the damage. Oh look. CV did the typical CV thing of
Problem solved, sir.
do one set. Notice I didn't even pop my defensive fire. Well, I mean, like I said, fine. I'm saving my defensive fire for. Don't ask me why. I don't even know. I probably just forgot it. I had it. But, you know, now the carrier has to redo everything, and the only guy who can reset me is going to be the DD. And the last thing any destroyer wants to do is shoot at a cruiser. Now, of course, I'm not shooting because I don't want to get spotted, again, by the destroyer and get reset, because I do want to get the cap, because cap means several things. Pretty much going to guarantee our win. It's forcing the gate to, you know, do one of two things. Go after our carrier, or come back and come after me. As you can see, the carrier's coming back over me. I'm going to take around this island, because it's going to be the fastest way for me to get out somewhere and actually start shooting this guy. It's rocket planes, whatever. You know, once again, I'm completely ignoring defensive fire. Somebody in chat is going to go, oh, the DD's going after our carrier. No shit, Sherlock. Like, really? Like, can you not see where the hell I'm going? Like I appreciate him saying this. You know, I mean, at least it shows that somebody's paying attention, but, you know, sometimes stating the obvious, hopefully that was meant for the carrier, and hopefully the carrier realized, hey, shit, I'm being shot at and I'm spotted. But there's 20 seconds left, so it doesn't matter at this point if the carrier lives or dies. it's pretty much as long as the Cleveland doesn't die and the carrier die at the same time. Because that's going to be a huge point swing. But of course, the game's going to end as we kill this guy.
We've blown up an Allied destroyer.
Of course we did, Jingles. Now, I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. I hope you enjoyed the babblings of HE. For me, this wasn't too much about the gameplay, more or less about the discussion and what I was doing towards the end of the game, my thought process. You know, maybe to help you guys out in ways of thinking at the end of the game in situations like that. I do appreciate all you guys' support. I do hope you guys are all doing well. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report and slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.